All right, diving in today, folks, we're going to take a deep look at something pretty wild. Google DeepMind just dropped their newest AI system, Gemini 2.5 Pro, and lucky for us, we've got the info straight from the source. So yeah, today we're on a mission to unpack what exactly makes this Gemini 2.5 Pro such a game changer in the AI world, and more importantly, why you should care.
You got it. I mean, Google DeepMind is calling Gemini 2.5 Pro their most advanced AI to date, and they're really hyping up these like revolutionary new thinking abilities.
Okay, so this whole thinking thing, we're going to break that down. I mean, we're not just talking about an AI that can like spot a cat in a picture or predict the next word in a sentence.
Exactly.
Their CTO, Kare Kavakoglu, even said something like, these thinking capabilities go way beyond simple things like classifying stuff or predicting what comes next. This is about comprehensive reasoning. So what does that even mean in like real world terms?
It's really interesting, right? It's like a shift from just seeing patterns to actually understanding them. Instead of just recognizing patterns, it can, dig into the information, connect the dots, make logical leaps, and then make decisions based on that deeper level of analysis.
Wow.
And that's been their main focus, building on earlier models like Gemini 2.0, flash thinking. They're using these really cool techniques where the AI learns to, reason step by step, kind of like how we do.
I see. So it's not just like random connections. There's an actual thought process happening.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
A lot more like human thinking.
And speaking of results, this experimental version already snagged the top spot on that El Marino leaderboard. Now, for anyone who doesn't spend their days obsessing over AI benchmarks, that's a big deal. It basically means this AI is now the gold standard for like giving you answers that are actually helpful and make sense.
Yeah, totally. And it's not just winning, it's leading by a huge margin. That really points to a massive leap in the quality and the usefulness of what it produces. So, you know, in the bigger picture, it means AI is getting seriously good at understanding us and responding in ways that actually click with us.
It's pretty amazing. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The benchmark results, especially in like math and science, are insane. They're claiming top-tier performance on these notoriously hard tests like GPQA and A&E 2025. And get this, they did it without relying on those like computational shortcuts like majority voting, where you take the most popular answer from a bunch of guesses.
That's right. It didn't cheat.
Right.
Which tells you a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's not just a trick. It's a real improvement in the AI's core ability to solve problems. And to score so well on these super complex, knowledge-heavy tasks, including that crazy 18.8% score on humanities last exam, which is like unheard of, it really shows a genuine leap in its ability to reason in a really complex way, and not just by brute force.
That's really wild. But, at the end of the day, it's not all about passing tests, right?
No.
What's really exciting is the stuff it can do with code. We're talking about building like fully functional web applications, creating whole code applications that act like agents, and even handling these like ridiculously complicated code transformations. It's insane.
Right, yeah. And that 63.8% score on SWE Bench verified using their own custom agent setup, that's huge. It shows a massive improvement in its ability to not just write code, but actually check if it works, if it's correct. And, the fact that it can whip up an entire video game just from a simple idea, I mean, that's a whole new level of understanding and being able to apply code in creative ways.
So it's a coder, it's a scientist, it's a mathematician, what else can it do?
Right, it's like a Swiss Army knife of AI. Seriously. And hold on to your hats, folks, because it's not limited to text and code anymore. The ability to like grok different types of information, they call it multimodal understanding, has gotten a massive upgrade. It's still got that native multimodality from the earlier Gemini versions, but now it can handle a mind-boggling amount of information all at once.
Oh, yeah.
1 million tokens, and they're planning to double that.
That's a lot of information.
That's a lot of information.
Yeah, that expanded context window is massive. I mean, imagine being able to feed an entire novel or like a huge chunk of a company's internal documents into the AI and it can just digest it all. It lets Gemini 2.5 Pro understand and connect information across these enormous amounts of data. And we're not just talking text, it's audio, images, even entire collections of code. This is like opening up the floodgates for AI to work with information in a way that's way more integrated and comprehensive than anything we've seen before. All right, so I know you're all wondering, when can I get my hands on this thing? Well, the good news is you can already start playing around with it in Google AI Studio. And if you're one of those lucky Gemini Advanced subscribers, you can access it right now. Plus, they're planning to roll it out on their Vertex AI platform for developers down the road.
Yeah, for the developers out there.
Mm-hmm. And here's something I think is really cool. Google is really emphasizing how important user feedback is going to be for making Gemini 2.5 Pro even better. They're not just throwing it out there and saying, we're done. They're actually listening to what people are doing with it, what works, what doesn't, and using that to improve it. It shows that developing AI is this ongoing process, and how people use it in the real world is key to making these models even more powerful.
It's an evolving thing.
It is. It's evolving. So to wrap up, Gemini 2.5 Pro is basically Google DeepMind flexing its AI muscles. We're talking way better reasoning skills, absolutely crushing those key AI benchmarks, some seriously transformative coding superpowers, and the ability to understand all sorts of different information thanks to that mind-blowing context window.
It really is. It makes you wonder, if AI systems can do all that with that level of sophisticated reasoning and the ability to understand so many different types of information, it could fundamentally change the tools and the technologies we use every single day. And, think about it. What kind of new possibilities could that open up for learning and for solving problems in ways we haven't even imagined yet?
That's a really good question to ponder.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's our deep dive on Gemini 2.5 Pro. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.